Hello students, good evening. Hope you are all doing good and fine. Welcome you all for the cseet section for logical reasoning revision for July 2023. Okay. So now we'll get into our logical reasoning into a very fast and quick revision at a glance, so that whatever the topics that's been asked in cseet will get covered up in a fast session of time, which is very easy for you to grasp. Okay. So what are the topics that will be covered by me is logical reasoning, verbal reasoning and non-verbal reasoning. So first we will do it for logical reasoning. Hope you all know what I mean by logical reasoning. Something to do with a logical. Okay. In the nature, like we have something logic. We know that there are things that is happening around us which is illogic also. So how with the aptitude and the knowledge of English and mathematics, how are we going to solve this logically? Okay, that is what is going to represent under your heading logical reasoning. So these are the topics that comes under your logical reasoning. The first one is your calendars. The second one is deriving conclusion from passages. The third one is cause and effect reasoning. The fourth one will be clocks. Fifth one will be coding and decoding. Then drawing inference, number test, sequence and series, statements and assumptions. Okay. I think it will be very easy for you all. It is not a very complicated thing. It is gentle, as I told you. It is just the usage of English and just a smaller knowledge with your mathematics. Okay. And analytical skill also I can tell, and you can tell it is a logical skill also to solve this. Okay. So the first one what I will be covering up is your calendars. Okay. So we all know that in a year how many days are there? It is 365 days are there in a year. So any year which has got 365 days is called as your ordinary year. Okay. Means here I have given a few examples: 1879, 2009, 2019, you can tell even 2022 or 2023, all this you can call it as our ordinary years. Okay. Why we are calling it as an ordinary year? Okay, it is just a simpler thing. I have given here two types of years. One is your ordinary year, the other one is your leap year. So when we tell leap year, you know that every year has got 365 and a quarter day, and once in 4 years, all this quarter, all the 4 quarter gets added to form one complete year. So which becomes one complete day, I mean to tell. So it becomes a 366 days once in 4 years. And that completion of that quarter plus quarter plus quarter of one day, which is becoming a day that is extra from an ordinary year, it is turning as a leap year. So it happens once in 4 years, and I all know that it is divisible by 4. So just now we passed 2020, which is the leap year, because it is divisible by 4. So I have given you here 3 examples. One is 2012. So when you all see to it, when just divided by 4, you can know that the remainder is 0. That means it is a leap year. When something is divisible, when a year is divisible by 4, and if you have no reminders, then that particular year is called as leap year. Okay. So 366 by 4. Any year when you tell it as a leap year, it should be divisible by 4. Okay. So here let me write here. Okay. 366 divided by 4, you all can check, you will be left without any, I mean the 212 divided by 4, you all will be left without any reminders. 2016 divided by 4, you all will be left without any reminders. 2020 is the same, without any reminders. So those years which are divisible pakka by 4 without any reminder apart from 0, that is your leap year. Okay. So I have mentioned here is an ordinary year which has got 365 days. You can see that 2019 when you divide it by 4, you will be left with a reminder. 2009 divided by 4, you will be left with a reminder. So this is an ordinary year. Okay. First, once you understand that, you are done with a quarter of your calendar. Okay. A difference between your ordinary year and a leap year. Okay. all Although 2012, 2016 are considered as leap year since it is divisible by 4, century years like 2100, 2200 are not leap years since it should be divisible by 400. Okay. So whatever we are calling here, it is not the years like 2012, 16, 20, 24 or 28 which are going to be the upcoming years. They are all called as leap years. But the century years, you know, century means it is 100. So whenever there is a century year called as 2100, 2200, 2300, though it is divisible by 4, okay, it cannot be considered as a leap year because it should be divisible by 400. Okay, any century year should be divisible by 400s and not by 4. Okay, if it is divisible by 400, then you can call it as your leap year for the centuries. For example, if you take 2000, 2000 is divisible by 400. So it is called as your leap year. 2100 when you divide it by 400, of course you know that zeros and zeros when get cancelled, 21 divided by 4 will be with a remainder. Likewise 22 divided by 4 will be left out with a remainder. But whereas it is 2400 will be considered as a leap year because whenever you divide it by 2400 divided by 400, you have the remainder as 0. Okay. So century years cannot be called as a leap year unless and otherwise it has been divided by 400 and not by 4. Okay, do just remember that too. Okay, students. Okay. Now coming back to ordinary year. Okay, we are coming back to an ordinary year. What do you call it as an ordinary year? We just saw that an year which has got 365 is the ordinary year. Okay. How are we going to classify that is according to your odd days. Okay, that is what we are going to only for the odd day calculation. Odd days has to be calculated yearly, monthly and weekly. Okay, these odd days are going to help us to do with these type of questions. Okay, so let's assume that in an ordinary year it is 365 days. We all know that. Okay. Which means, how are we deriving? We normally tell that when someone asks you how many weeks are there in a year, we will tell it as 52 weeks are there in a year. Okay. And in a week there are how many days? There are 7 days in a week. So it means that 52 weeks multiplied by 7 days in a week. Okay. You are going to get the answer as 364. Okay. So when you are dividing 365 with 7, okay, everything here, end of the day, your days has to get arrived at. Okay, we will have to, though you start with year, though you start with month, we are going to do it only for a week. Okay, because whenever we tell it as calendar, the days are going to be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So there are 7 days in a week. Okay, those 7 days will be the answer for any question for us. Okay, so we have to, for arriving at an answer of those any 7 days, we have to divide whatever, whether the days are given in a month or a year, everything has to be divided by 7. So when you divide 365 by 7, okay, you will be getting a remainder as 1. Am I right? You will be getting 364 when you divide this by 7, and that will be 1 day as a reminder. Okay, so it will be, we can easily tell it as, it will be 52 weeks and 1 day. This additional 1 day, it is called as your odd day. You have to remember this word. Okay, this additional day. So the remainder, basically, very simply if I tell you, the remainder what you get out of the division by 7 of any number, the remainder what you get will be the odd day. If you get, like, if I divide 364, suppose if the day is 364, if I divide 364 by 7, the remainder will be 0. So it means there are no odd days. Okay, so 365 divided by 7, I get 1 day, so that will be 1 odd day. Suppose if it is 366 divided by 7, the remainder will be 2, so the number of odd days will be 2. Suppose if it is 367, then divided by 7, you get 3 days. Those 3 days will be called as your odd day, right? So the remainders whatever you get by dividing the numbers with 7 is your odd day. Hope you are all clear with it, right? Now coming back to, so for an ordinary year which has got 365 days, it is turned out 52 weeks completed and 1 day as your odd day, which is your remainder of 365 by 7. Likewise, when you tell it as a leap year, so leap year you all know, like it is, as just in the previous slide we saw, it is like 366 days. So which means that 366 divided by 7, you are going to get 2 will be as your remainder. So they are the 2 days. Those 2 days which you got as a remainder will be turned as your odd days. So here in an ordinary year you will be having 1 day as your odd day, and in a leap year you will be having 2 days as your odd days. Right students? Hope you are all clear with it, right? So this is what is very, very important. Once you know this odd day, it becomes very easier, okay? The odd day and as well as your normal days, okay? Okay, now coming back here, odd days for a month. How are we going to calculate the odd days for a month? Okay, now January. How many days are in the month of January? You all know 31 days in the month of January. Okay, so 31 divided by 7. As I told you, whether it is an year or a month, whatever it is, you have to divide it by 7. So 365 also should be divided by 7, 366 also should be divided by 7, or if it is month, if you are talking about the month also, it should be divided with 7. Okay, so here the month of January has got, everyone know it is 31 days in the month of January. So 31 divided by 7, you will be left with 3 days, because it is like the last number divisible by 7 is 28. So 29, 30, 31, okay, 29, 30, 31. So you have 3 reminders, so which will be considered as 3 odd days. Now coming back to February, if February it is like, if it is an ordinary year, means ordinary year it is, you know that it is 28 days in a year, so 28 divided by 7, you will be left without any reminders, which is means of course 0. So that is your odd day during an ordinary month of February, you will be having 0 odd days. Suppose if that particular year, if the February has 29 days, means it is a leap year, then you will be left with 1 odd day, because 29 divided by 7, you will be left with 1 day as a reminder for a leap year. So that will be your odd day. Okay, so leap year February month you will be having 1 odd day, or else during the other years without any leap year, the rest of the years which are your ordinary year, you will be having is 0 as an odd day, because 28 is pakka divided by 7, so you will be left with 0. Okay, got it students? So again coming back to March, March has got 31 days, so 3 will be odd day. April has got only 30 days, so it is 30 divided by 7, it is 7 and the remainder will be 2. So 2 will be your odd day. May 31, so 3 odd days. June 30, 2 odd days. July 31, 3 odd days. August 31, 3 odd days. September 30, so 2 odd days. October 31, so 3 odd days. November 30, so 2 odd days, and December 31, it is going to be 3 odd days. Hope you are all clear with this concept, right? So you are all clear with now your year, that is your ordinary year and leap year, the odd days. So if it is an ordinary year, the odd day is going to be 1, and if it is a leap year, the odd days are going to be 2. And as of months has been explained here, whichever the month you have 31 days, you will be having like 3 days will be your odd day, and whichever the month you have 30 days, it will be 2 odd days. And if it is so February has only the catch of whether it is going to be a 0 odd day or 1 odd day based on your ordinary year and your leap year. Okay. Now likewise, odd days for the weeks. If it is a Sunday, because we are going to be like Sunday will be treated as your pakka full day, so it will be 7 by 7, so 0. So Monday, okay, it will be 1 odd day. Tuesday will be considered as 2 odd days. Wednesday will be considered with 3 odd days. Thursday will be considered 4 odd. Friday 5 and Saturday 6. Okay, so whenever you get Monday, you have to consider as 1 day as odd. Tuesday means 2 days odd. Wednesday means 3 days odd. Thursday 4 days odd. Friday 5 days odd. Saturday 6 days odd. And Sunday means it is 0 odd days. Okay, so we have done so far with year, month and days. Okay, these are the very basics for us to start with. Okay, now we'll do a small example for you to understand the odd days in a better way. Okay, so today is Monday. After 61 days, it will be dash. Today is Monday. After 61 days, how it is going to be. Okay, so we know that every week has got 7 days, and this 7 days, 7 days, 7 days, it is going to be repeated after 7 days. So first it is like when we consider from the day 1, it will be like that week has got 7 days, then 7 plus 7, 14 days, then 14, then 21, 28, 35, all divisibility of 7, right? So you know that when we go like 7 days, 7, 14, then 21, 28, 35, 42, 49, 56, 63. They are telling here 61 days. So once we cross that, it is going to be like the completion of the week of 9 days, 9 weeks is going to be like 63 days. Okay. So what they are asking is, it will be Monday. So 63 days, when we start like today, if it is Monday, just see your calendars, normal calendar, you all will know that, right? If one is on Sunday, okay. So suppose if your week 1 is starting on a Sunday, okay, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, okay. So it will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. So suppose, not suppose means 7 days are over. So next again it starts in 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay. So it means that the Mondays will be with the divisions of the 7, right? So a week gets over by 7, again it starts with next 7, then it goes on like that. So it is going to be, if today is Monday, so it means that after 63 days, it is going to be again a Monday, right? Because it is divisible by 7, 63. So 7, then 7, then 7, 7, 7. So it comes in a rotation. So 63rd day will be your Monday again. Fine, got it? So here they are asking you for 61 days. So if 63rd day is Monday, just go behind by 2 days. It is going to be Saturday. That's it. So 62nd day will be your Sunday and 61 will be your Saturday. Okay. It's a very easy question. So whenever you get such a question, always go for the multiplication of 7. Just see to it. Then just come back. If it is like either back or just you can go forward. But depending upon, if here it is 2 days back, so it is easy for us. Just follow any one. Don't get confused with too much. Okay. So just multiply with the 7, multiples of 7, go with the multiples of 7 and see to that which day exactly it falls, then go just back to that. Fine. Such an easy question only. Okay, hope you all can do well in this type of question. Next comes is little bit higher in the version of the question of calendar. Okay. If 17th March 2008 was Monday, what will be the 1st April 2012? Okay, there we saw only in the same year, just with a gap of few months. Okay, here it is 2008 and 2012. Okay, so there are almost like 4 years of gap in between. How are we going to do these type of questions? Okay, so the odd days what we have done earlier is going to help us to do the questions here. Okay, so you have to recollect the odd days in the ordinary year, odd days in the leap year, then odd days in every month. All those you have to try to recollect here for us to proceed with these questions very fastly. Okay, I'll just teach you step by step. Hope you all can understand very easily. Okay, the total number of odd days from 17th March to 17th March 2012. Okay, everywhere we take it as completed. So even the last question we saw that it was a completed one, right? We took 63 days. Okay, likewise here, let's go with the completed one till 17th of March. Okay, so we all know that 2008 is a leap year, right? How come 2008 is divided by, when you divide 2008 by 4, you all can see that the remainder will be 0, right? So that's a leap year. For a leap year, I already told leap year has got 366 days. So when you divide it by 7, you will be getting as 2 days will be your remainder. So those are the 2 odd days. And for the ordinary year, which is 365 days, when you divide it by 7, you are going to get as 1 day will be your odd day. Okay. So 2008 being a leap year, you are going to get 2 odd days. 2009 being an ordinary year, you are going to get will be your 1 odd day. And 2010 again 1 odd day being your ordinary year, and 2011 is going to be again 1 with the odd day. Okay. So totally so far when we take it from 2008 till 2012, we have 5 days as your odd days. Okay. So here they have given you year is like 17th March 2008 is a Monday. Okay. So 17th March 2012 will be a Saturday. Okay, how come we got it as a Saturday? So it is like Monday is a day of 17th March, plus you have the remainder when you calculate all this 2 plus 1 plus 1 is 5. When you add those 5 odd days with Monday, you will be arriving at Monday plus 5. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday and Saturday. Those 5 days if you add, it is becoming Saturday. So 17th March 2012 will be a Saturday. Okay. Then we are calculated only till 17th of March. The question is for 1st of April 2012. Okay. So 17th March till 1st of April, just count the number of days. Okay. 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. Okay. If you are counting from 17th March, leave off your 1st April. If you are counting from 18th of March, add 1st of April. You are not supposed to count both those days, then your day will not be, it should be a completed number of days. Okay. So 17th March till 18th of March, 18th March. So that way if you do it, you will be getting till 1st of April. Okay. So don't consider both together. If you consider, then it will go wrong. Okay. Just for you to understand only, I am explaining you wherever you are doing this. Okay. So as I told you, like if you are, for you to understand the better way, you all always have argument. So that's what I am briefing you. 17 to 18 1 day, 18 to 19 2 days, 19 to 20 if you calculate like that, then it will be like 1st of April till 1st of April will be 15. Okay. That's a long way of calculation for a completed. As I told you, for a simpler calculation, just make it in a simple way, like either include 17th March or include 1st of April, you will be getting the days as paka. Okay. So here the days is 15 days. So 15 again divided by 7 will be getting as 1 odd day. So if 17th of March 2012 is a Saturday, from that day please add 1 odd day, it will be Sunday. So 1st of April 2012 will be a Sunday. Okay, got it students. So first take all the completed years. For the completed years, calculate your odd days, and once you are done with the odd days, just calculate the day on which you are in. Then from that day you can just calculate the leftover number of days, then again those weeks or the number of days divided by 7 and see to the odd day. Okay. So I hope this type of question is also clear now for you, right? Which year in the future will have the same calendar exactly as 2009? Okay, like 2009, which year are we going to have the same calendar? Okay, let's see here. How are we going to proceed with this? It's again a actually it is very easy question. Once you start solving these type of questions, you will find it very easier. Okay, and interesting too, of course. If total number of odd days between any year is 7, we know that any odd days between any year is 7. Then those 2 years will have the same calendar. Okay, when you have the odd days, the totaling odd days is 7, then it is meant that those completed years you will be having is the same calendar. Okay. So 2009, we all know it is like 1 odd day because 2008 is divisible by 4, and after 2009 will be 1 day as your odd day. 2010, when you divide it by 4, you are going to get 1 day. 2011, sorry, I meant to tell like this will be like, just take it as your ordinary years and leap years, I am sorry. Yeah, odd days based on your ordinary years and the leap year. So 2009 is your ordinary year, so 1 day. 2010 is your ordinary year, so 1 day. 2011 is your ordinary year, so 1 day. 2012 is your leap year, so 2 days. 2013 is your ordinary year, so 1 day. 2014 is your ordinary year, 1 day. So just total it 1 plus 1 plus 1, 2, 1, 1. Okay. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7. So it means that in between which are the years are coming? 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So what they told you, if total number of odd days between any 2 years is 7, then those years will have the same calendar. Okay. So it means that 2017 will have the same calendar as of 2009, because in between you have 7 days as your odd days. Clear, students? Okay. Now, it was Sunday on January 1st, 2006. What was the day of the week? Jan 1, 2010. So Jan 2006 starting till end of 2009. Okay. So we are going to calculate for the completed years, and we will be arriving with Jan 1st, which is again it is the same way only what we did for the previous years. So 2006 is an ordinary year, so 1 odd day. 2007 1 odd day. 2008 is a leap year, so 2 odd days. 2009 1. So they have asked you for Jan 1 2010. So we will stop at 2009, because 2010 is not a completed year. Okay, so we are going to take only for excuse me, 2006, 7, 8 and 9. So it's totally 5. Okay. So January 1, 2006, as per the question they have given, it is your Sunday. Okay. So Sunday plus 5 odd days, it is going to be Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So plus 5 odd days, it's going to be Friday. So Jan 1 will be your Friday. Okay, students. It's almost similar to the question what we did previously. Okay, 17 to 17 there, but here it was a completed, like the days they have given itself is a completed one, so it was not like we have to go beyond that. Okay, when I started, I just told you about the century years. Like I told you, like 2100, though it is divisible by 4, we cannot call it as leap year, because whenever you have the centum year or century years, in century years as when it's being divided by 100, okay, they are called as century years. So all the century years, whichever year, like 2100, 200, 300, 400 or anything which is whichever has been like with 2 zeros at the end, okay, of any year, it is said like those are called as century years. Okay, all the century years should not be divisible by 4, it should be divisible by 400 for us to tell whether it is your ordinary year or leap year. Okay, so 2000 is divisible by 400, so we call it as your leap year. Whereas 2100, when you divide it by 400, you will be having reminders, so it cannot be, it is divisible by 4 but not by 400. Okay, so always remember, any century years means any years which is like crossing your centuries, it should be seen to that they should be divisible by 400 and not by 4. Okay. So 100 years, when you take as 100 years, just to start with, it has got 24 leap years. Just divide 100, okay, and see to that. Okay. So you got 24 leap year for 100 year plus 76 ordinary years. In 100 year, you have 24 leap years and 76 ordinary years. So it means that leap year means how many odd days? 2 odd days. So it means in 24 years, you will be having 2 odd days each, and in 76 ordinary years, it has been 1 odd day for 76 years, okay, which is ordinary year. Okay. Okay, students. So as I have been telling you, like 100 years consists of 24 leap years and 76 ordinary years, means leap year has got 2 odd days. So 24 into 2, it has got 48, and 76 into 1, it has got 76. So total both 48 plus 76, everything you have to divide by 7, 7, 7, 7, 7. Okay. The last finally you have to get the reminders should be only based on your 6 for the days to be counted. Okay, it should not be more than that. Okay. So as said, like for 0 is Sunday and 1 is Monday. So we have to bring it to that level where you reduce, simplify everything by 7. Okay. Now when you add 48 and 76, you get the total as 124. Again divide 124 by 7, you get as 5 odd days. Means a reminder. That's it. The odd days means a reminder. Okay. Now we get like, so as per the calculation, 100 years means 5 odd days. So if it is 200 years means, so it's doubling, right? So 5 into 2, 10. So again 10 is crossing 7. So divide by 7, you will get 3 odd days. 300 years means it is triple. So 5 into 3 is 15. Divide by 7. So 1 odd day. 400 years. So 4 times. So 5 into 4, 20. Okay. 20 becomes a leap year. So it becomes 21 days divided by 7, 0 odd days. Okay. Because as I told you 400. So that is a pakka leap year because it's been divisible by 4. Okay. So always whenever you get once in 400 years, okay, you have to take that as a leap year. Okay. Not 100 or 200 or 300 because you can see that 100 year has got 5 odd days, 200 has got 3 odd days, 300 has got 1 odd day. So see to that 400 years is pakka that you don't have any odd days. So that is why when I started I told you that 2100 or 2200 or 2300 cannot be considered as leap years because when they are on the century years, once you divide it by 400 you have some odd days left out. Okay, fine. Now based on the odd days we will do some questions too. Now years and odd days, as I told you, like 100 as I calculated and showed you, 100 has got 5 odd days, 203 and 301 as per the calculation. Okay. So just always keep this in mind because whenever you are going to do the sums based on this will be also helpful along with your ordinary year, leap year, month odd days and your week odd days. Okay. What was the day of the week on 14th December 1995? Okay. So here you have to cross multiple steps for you to arrive at the answer. So just listen carefully. Okay. Once you know, then this becomes very easy. Okay. What was the day of the week on 14th December 1995? First, you have to see that the multiples of 400. Okay. 100, 100, 100 or every century years for leap year. Okay. So find the base year smaller than 1995 multiple of 400. So 1994. So the least leap year below 1995 is 1600. After that it is your 2000. Okay, 1600 plus 400 is 2000. Then after 2000 it is 2400. Likewise before 1600 minus 400 it is 1200. Okay, so the base year smaller than 1995, the multiple of 400 will be 1600. Okay, so those are all completed years without any odd days. So just forget about it. So 1994 minus 1600. So you have to start from first year. Always remember, first you have to start with your centum years, then go for the years, then months, then days to find out the day. Okay, so start with centum years, then years, then month, then days to go for your day of the week. Okay, so 1600 means it is 0. So the leftover now the days is 1994 minus 1600, it is 394 days. Okay, now from 394 days reduce all your centuries, 100 years. Okay, so odd days in 300 years is 1. So this is what we calculated here, right? Odd for 100 it is 5, 203 and 300 it is 1. So for 300 years it is 1. Okay, now keep 300 as years separately for 100 years. Okay, so first we took it as once in 400 years. So we took the odd days as 0. Now with the remainder go for years together. So 100, 200, 300, 400. 400 is done. Now go for 100, 200, 300. So here follows is 300 years. So for 300 year, 1 odd day, keep it separately. Now the rest is 300 plus 94, you have 94 years. In 94 years, how many leap years you have, how many ordinary years you have to calculate it. Okay, so you have like 23 leap years in 94 years and 71 ordinary years. Okay, so 23, you know, like leap year is 2 and ordinary year is 1. So 23 into 2 is 46, 71 into 1, it is similar to what we started with the earlier sum. Okay, so same wise again we are going to calculate it. So totally it is 46 plus 71, 117, again divide by 7, you get is a 5 odd days. Okay. So this is for 94 years. So we have done for 300, we have done for 94 years. Okay. Now, exactly when did they ask you? They asked you for 14th December 1995. So now let us come back. So years are over. Now let's come back to month. Month means how many months you have. The completed number of months is till November, and December it is 14 days. Okay. So odd days from 1st of January to 14th December, just take like either you can count on your odd days itself or go with like the full months, total number of days of the whole month divided by 7 and see. So Jan 31, Feb 28, March 31, April 30, okay, 1995. So we are taking here all the, it is not a leap year, okay. So February month has got 28 days. So just total everything you are getting 348 days with the count of 14 days in December, because they are asking for 14th of December. So count 14 days in December, not the 31 days of December. Okay. So totally 348 divided by 7, you get 5 odd days. Okay. Now total up all the odd days from the century. Okay, 400 centuries. So 400 century, it was like 0. Then out of 100, 200, 300 years, you had for 300 year, it is 1. Then out of your 94 years, you had 5 odd days, and out of the number of months, you had 5. So total everything you are getting 11. Then again 11 by 7, so you get 4. So which is 4 is your, go back, go back, go back, go back. So 4 is a Thursday. Okay. So the answer for this will be your Thursday. Got it, students? The steps are you clear with? Go for your completed century years, then see how many years have been 100 years, century years, like 100, 200, 300 is left over. That will be a second step. Third will be the number of years. Fourth will be the number of months along with the leftover days. Then calculate everything, divided by 7, you get your odd day. Just go and check which is your odd day. So it starts like 0 odd day for Sunday, 1 will be Monday, 2 Tuesday, 3 Wednesday, 4 Thursday, 5 Friday, 6 is Saturday. Okay. Next question. On what dates of April 2001 did Wednesday fall? Okay. On what dates of April 2001 did Wednesday fall? So 1st of April, let us go back again like how we did for the last question. 1st of April 2001, it consists with the base year of the least base year will be 1600 for that. Okay, 1600 plus 400 plus 1st of January 2001 till April 1st 2001. So here it is 2000. Okay, so base year, instead of counting it as 1600, we can also take it as 2000, because 2000 is divided by 400, so it is 0. Okay, now till 2000 it is over for us. Okay, now so we have to consider only from the month of, so till 2000 is over. So only from January 1st till 1st of April we have to calculate it. Okay, so January has got 31 days, February 28 days. Because 2001 is not a leap year, only 2000 was a leap year, which we have already concluded it. So 2001 is your ordinary year. So take 28 days plus March 31 plus April 1. So here you can see 91 divided by 7. So it is 0 odd days. Okay. Hence it is 0 odd days. You know that 0 odd days, which day? It is your Sunday. Okay. So 1st of April 2001 is Sunday. What is the question they asked is, on what dates of April 2001 did Wednesday fall? Which all the days Wednesday fall? So 1st of April is Sunday. So when could be the first Wednesday on that month? Could be when first is Sunday, 2, 3, 4, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 4th. So 4 plus 7, 11, 11 plus 7, 18, 18 plus 7, 25. So all these days in the month of April will be Wednesdays. 4th April, 11th April, 18th April, 25th April, all this will be Wednesday. Okay. So these are the different types of questions that could be asked in the calendar, students. I have covered up all the type of questions. So do practice well for you to score higher mark in your calendars. Okay. Next is deriving conclusion from the passages. So they will be giving you a passage. Read the passage carefully and you have to derive a conclusion. In deriving conclusion from the passages, the questions comprises of a brief passage followed by specific deductions based on it. The candidate is required to analyze the passage and handle the desirable facts from it. At that point, the candidate needs to consider every inference. Inference means your conclusion in context of the given passage, settle on its level of truth or falsity, and then pick the best option provided accordingly. Okay. So the thing is, what are the inferences, the conclusions that you could derive from this is, read the following passage and examine each inference given below. So mark your answers if the inference is definitely true or probably true, or data provided is inadequate, or the inference is probably false or definitely false. So out of these 5 conclusions, you have to tell one thing which you feel it is prompt or perfect. Okay. So they would have given you a question like this. Okay. So a proper passage will be given to you. Read the passage, understand what is the meaning of this passage. Okay. So here they are talking something about your self-medication. Okay. The self-medication has evolved rapidly over the years to provide symptomatic relief for minor ailments. Of course, we all know that for minor ailments, self-medication is the best. We never consult a doctor for a small fever or a small throat pain or something like that. Only when it goes vigorously, or it holds with you, if the fever holds with you for like 4 or 5 days, we go and meet the doctor, or if the fever is really very high after 2 days and if it is not getting reduced, or else it is mostly we does is your self-medication. Okay. So it is something to do with the self-medication. So read the paragraph very carefully, what all they have given about the self-medication. So first try understanding at least what is the concept about, then it will be easy for you to understand. Okay. Read it as don't read it as a glance, read it twice or thrice, get something from that. Okay. Not that you have to understand each and every line initially itself. Okay. While reading the question also we can give the answer, but at least what is the basic concept that they are trying to tell us. Okay, just try to get into it. Okay, so something about self-medication. Okay, something that people does on themselves. If they get a small or minor ailments, how are we going to treat it? Okay. Now based on this, some questions are asked. Okay. Only knowledgeable consumers should be encouraged to practice the self-medication. Okay. If you feel this is what has been given in that paragraph, only knowledgeable consumers should be encouraged, then if you feel yes they have given in the paragraph, in the passage, then tell it is definitely true. Or if you think it is true, a kind of true, but it is not definitely true, then give the answer as B. If you feel that the data has not captured anything towards the knowledgeable consumers, they have not given anything about it, tell it is inadequate data. Or if you feel it is no, it is not like that, give a false. Okay. So what the answer here has been given is D. Why it is so? The second sentence of the passage advocates the use of self-medication by all the consumers. Can we just see here? Okay. One can safely define the responsible self-medication as the informed and rational choice of consumers to treat themselves and their family members with appropriate, affordable drugs of acceptable quality. Okay. So what was the question? Only knowledgeable consumers. There was no word that has been mentioned that only people of sound knowledge, who has read, who is a literate, has to give a self-medication. Okay. So this is definitely wrong. Second question. Comparatively, more people adopt self-medication in the Western countries. Okay. We will just see this, whether anything has been given towards the Western countries here, that they are approaching it. Anything? That they are practicing, nothing has been given, right? Self-medication is a Western country, so it means that the data what they provided is inadequate for us to give a justification or a conclusion or an inference for that. Next question is, the same question, the next question is, self-medication reduces considerably pressure on healthcare system of any country. Considerable pressure on healthcare system. Of course, it's true, right? If you go just for smaller ailments, it is like OP will be outpatient ward will be always full. If you could do a small self-medication by yourself, then it is good. So where they have given this, if this has been given in the paragraph, yes, we have to tell it is definitely true. So the given fact clearly follows from the statement, also reduces increasing pressure on the medical services for the relief of minor ailments, which has been given in the paragraph. Can you see? Moreover, it also reduces the increasing pressure on the medical services for the, so it's been given here. Okay, do not require for the small treatments, you do not require the medical consultation. Fine. So it also reduces the increasing pressure on, so they have given clearly here. So it means it is definitely true. Okay. Self-medication can even cure severe and complicated ailments. Was anything mentioned like that? No, it is only for the minor ailments, not for the major. Major, of course, it has been advised that self-medication, already they have mentioned self-medication is only for your minor ailments. For major, it is not. So it is definitely false. Got it, students? Okay. Next is use of self-medication has not been accepted widely by the government and the society. The sentence worldwide, more and more governments are accepting the self-medication concept in the passages contradicts the given fact. So they have already given that for minor ailments, self-medication is acceptable by the government, but here they are telling that has not been accepted, so it is definitely wrong. Okay. So this is how you have to read, give a proper inference. Okay. Don't assume, read it well. Normally, once you get the meaning of the paragraph that they have given it to you, it becomes very easy for you to go with it. Okay. That's how you have to, from the passage you have to derive the conclusion. Next is coding and decoding. So normally this practice is followed in case of defense, army, where they send the code and they decode, and from there again the code comes. So it is like the third parties may not be knowing what has been given as a clue here. Okay. So here we are not going to that extent of military levels, at least we are just covering how it will be. Okay. So coding is a process used to encrypt a word, a number in a particular code or a pattern based on some set of rules without it being known by a third person. Decoding is a process to decrypt the pattern. Okay. So here, this is all very simple only. If in a certain language Mystify is coded as so and so, how is Nemesis coded in that language? Okay. So just understand what is the relationship between Mystify and NZTU, what is the relationship? Then based on that relationship, you have to work out the Nemesis. Okay. So just see one or two words, initially it will be like, then it may alike. So you have to go for different types of conclusions. So here it is after M, N, after Y, Z, after S, T. That is how they have followed. Just check for all the letters. Okay. If the same is being followed, then fine. Apply the same for Nemesis also. After N, it is M. Okay. M-N-O, then E-F, then M-N. So see to that which is perfect for this is B, where it is after N is O, after E is F, after M is N, after E is F, after S is T, and after I is J, and after S is T. Okay. So it is just one alphabet behind. Okay. Next type of question is, if TAP is coded as SZO, then how is freeze or freeze coded as? Okay. T, QRST. So T before this, the alphabet is S. A, the alphabet before that is Z. Before P, you have a O. So same thing. Before F, A, B, C, D, E, F. So before F is E. Before R is Q, P, Q, R. Then before E, A, B, C, D, E. So D. Okay. So the answer for this is E, Q, D, D, Y, D. Got it, students? So normally it will be one step forward, one step backward, two numbers forward, two numbers backward, all those. So we saw coding in alphabetical way. Now how are we going to do in number coding? If in a certain language A is coded as 1, B is coded as 2, and so on, how is B, I, D, D, I, C coded in that code? Okay. So just for your easy understanding, here I have given us A to Z, A to I is for 9 letters. Okay. That A is been coded 1, B, 2, C, 3 here. Okay. Now how is B, I, D, D, I, C is coded as? B is 2, then I is 9, then D is 4, then again D is 4. So just see which suits you here. 2, 9, 4, 4. So it is option is A. Okay. Likewise here, if paint is coded as 7, so it means that the value of P here becomes 7. The value of A here, it is 4, I 1, likewise it has been given, okay. Now, for Excel also it is 93596, E means 9, X is 3, C is 5, all those. Now for accept it is like we already got A is equivalent to 4, so the first will be 4. Then CC. So in Excel we had is EXCEL. In Excel we had is 9, 3, 5, 9, 6. So it is CC. So it is 4, 5, 5. So just see which goes with 4, 5, 5. It is option A. Okay. Though it is like first 3 seems to be perfect. Anyhow, just for our whole satisfaction and to feel that yes, I have completed it perfectly, just complete the rest of the numbers also. Okay, but if you see that first 3 numbers is pakka, then it means that you can go in for that answer if the time is very less for you, or else if you have some time, just complete it in full. Okay. Now substitution. This is little bit funny and interesting. Orange is called lemon, lemon is called flower, flower is called fish, fish is called tail, and tail is called pen. So what is rose? What is rose called here? Okay. So rose is a flower, right? We all know that rose is a flower. And what is a flower called here is fish. So the answer is fish. Got it, students? You should not tell like, because it is not, it is a general flower. You have to just think about what the object is about. Then you have to correlate it. Okay. So rose is a flower, we all know that. But flower we cannot call it as flower because flower is called as fish. So the answer is fish. Okay. Likewise here, they have given something like do go, hue, mulzo, it for work is very hard, high do go, it means go is very smart. Likewise. Now, what they are asking you like, which of the following words stands for bingo? Okay, well they give you such words, whatever you have to like first write it is like, compare 2 words, okay, do go, okay, here it is given, right, do go, hui, mul, zo. So you have like, work is very hard. Okay. Now let's go for the next one. Hue, do go, ba, ki. Means that bingo is very smart. Okay. So you can see that there is a repetition of do go. There is a do go and hue. Here also there is do go and hue. So either do go or hue is meant for is and very. So one means for is and very. So do go and hue. Okay, so this means is and very, so that be done with. But here you can see that, and there is one more also, right? Yeah, is and very. Again, if you see like work hard and bingo smart. Okay, so for those words we have to derive it. Okay. Now let's take the third word. Where is bingo? Bingo is with hue, do go, ba, ki. Okay, so hue, do go we already got it. So either ba, ki should be for hue, go. Okay. So sorry, for the bingo. So let's go for the last one where you have ki. Okay. So mu, ki, gu. Okay. So ki is here also and ki is here also. Okay. And here they have mentioned that ki is for smart and hard. So ki means smart is covered as ki. So what is left over here? Ba. So ba means your bingo. Got it? Very interesting type of question, right? So the answer is ba. Okay, next is, in a certain code, flower is coded as 36 and sunflower is coded as 81, then how to code follows. Okay. Flower, F-L-O-W-R, it has got a 6-letter word. So 6 to the power of 2, it becomes 36. Likewise, sunflower is a 9-letter word. So 9 to the power of 2, 81. So follows has got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7 to the power of 49 will be your answer. Okay. Each and every question will be different. So you have to just give some patience. Now cause and effect. We all know that, yes. If I pinch a person, he will cry because of the pain. That's a cause and the effect. So how are we going to relate? the cause and the effect. Okay, in this type of reasoning, each question contains two statements and students to find out the relationship between the two statements. Choose the best option that describes the relationship between them. These types of problems judge the reasoning and analytical power of the students. Therefore, candidates are advised to read the statements very well and to arrive at a particular conclusion. Okay. So, read the following passage and mark your answer that statement 1 is the reason and statement 2 is the response. Statement 2 is the reason and statement 1 is the response. Both the statements are not dependent or not the dependent reasons. Both the statements are the response. Both the statements are of the common reasons. Okay. Statement 1 here. The price of the petrol and the diesel in the domestic market have remained unchanged for the past few months. Okay, it's a statement. Second statement says that the crude oil prices in the international market have gone up substantially in the last few months. Okay, you have to just find out whether the statement 1 and 2 are related to each other and whether the statement 1 is the cause and 2 is the effect, or statement 2 is the cause and 1 is the effect, or both are independent or both are not independent. Is there any cause? Something you have to find out with the relationship between these two. Okay, read it well and understand well. Okay, I have already given the answer here is the option D, because the price of the petrol and diesel being stagnant in the domestic market and the increase in the same in the international market must be backed by independent causes. Both has got no relationship. Here it is with petrol and diesel, there it is upon that is the domestic market, here it is an international market. So, it means that both are independent causes. Okay, both the statement 1 and 2 are effects of independent causes. Okay, likewise you have to find the inference or you have to find the conclusion or the relationship between the statements. The government has recently fixed the fees for professional courses offered by the unaided institutions, which are much lower than the fees charged last year. The parents of the aspiring students launched a severe agitation last year protesting against the high fees charged by the unaided institution. Yes, of course, you can see that both are related to the protestation of the fees. Okay, both are. So, it is both interrelated. So, statement 2 is the cause and statement 1 is the effect. 2 is the cause. The parents of the aspiring students launched a severe agitation last year protesting the high fees. So, because of that, what happened? Because of that, the government has recently fixed the fees. Not because of 1, 2 has been changed. Because of the change in fees. Because of the agitation of the parents, the fees has been fixed as commonly. Got it, students? Okay. So, 2 or 3 questions if you do in this pattern, you will understand it is not that very difficult. Hope you can go through this question also. The Reserve Bank of India has recently put restrictions on few small banks in the country. The small banks in the private and cooperative sector in India are not in a position to withstand the competitions of the bigger in the public sector. So, it is statement 2 is the cause and statement 1 is the effect. Okay. Likewise, although I have given 4 or 5 questions, it is all of the same kind. Okay. Next topic is your number test. So, each series look for the degree and the direction of change between the numbers. In other words, do the numbers increase or decrease and by how much. So, it is based on your series like arithmetic, geometric, some series. Okay. Look at the series, it is 80, 10, 70, 15, 60. What number should come next? So, first find out the relationship between the first numbers given in the order. Then you have to give up the relationship between all these numbers. Okay. So, 80 and 10, when you minus, you are getting it as 70. Okay. So, this may be the pakka reason. Okay. So, that being the case, what should be the next number? Okay. So, this is an alternating addition and subtraction series. In the first pattern, 10 is subtracted from each number to arrive at the next. In the second pattern, 5 is added to each number to arrive. Got it? Okay. So, in first pattern, 10 is reduced. In the second pattern, 10 is added. So, it is 80 minus 10 becomes 70. 10 plus 5 becomes 15. Likewise, 70 minus 10 becomes 60. Then 15 plus 5 becomes 20. So, the answer will be 20 for this. Okay. Look at this series 2, 6, 18, 54. What number should come next? Okay. So, 2, 6, first find the relationship. So, this is a simple multiplication series. You are multiplying by 3. 2 into 3 is 6, 6 into 3 is 18, 18 into 3 54, 54 into 3, of course, the answer should be, what you are getting here will be 162. So, that will be the answer. So, you can see that one is not correlating to other, you have to feel get in order what could be the relationship. Okay, each and every question will be different, it may not be the same. Okay, so each pattern of the question will be different. So here look at the series 5.2, 4.8, 4.44. Just feel what is the relationship between. Here you can see that each and every number is reduced by 0.4. Okay, so next could be 4 minus 0.4, the answer will be 3.6. So next is look at the series 8, 6, 9, 23, 87, what number should come next. So here it is in a different way. So it is like 8 into 1, okay, 7. Sorry, 8 into 1, 8 minus 2, okay. Then 6, number 6, 6 into 2 minus 3. So here you can see that it is going on in 1, 2, 3, 4, then it is going on 2, 3, 4, 5. So there is some relationship between the numbers and in a proper order. So 9 into 3, 27, 27 minus 4, 23 into 4 minus 5. So it goes on. So what number comes next will be your 429. So comes here the next series. 1.5, 2.3, 3.1, 3.9. So what is the relationship? If you could see that there is an addition of 0.8. Same type, same like we saw like reduction of 0.4. Now it is an addition of 0.8. That is the relationship between each and every number. Okay. Next is like 14, 28, 20, 40, 32, 64. What number should come next? So this is your alternating multiplication and subtracting series. First multiply by 2, then subtract by 8. So 14 into 2, 28. Next is 28 minus 8, 20. 20 into 2, 40. 40 minus 8, 32. 32 into 4, 64. 64 minus 8 should be the answer, which is going to be 56. Okay. Likewise, next one is 201, 202, 204, 207. What number should come next? In this addition series, 1 is added to the first number, 2 is added to the second number, 3 is added. So 201 and 202, you can see that 1 is added. 202, 204, 2 is added. 204, 207, 3 is added. So what number should be? With 4 addition, 207 plus 4 will be 211. So the answer will be D. Next is like 544, 509, 474, 439. What number should come next? Okay. So this is a simple subtraction series. Each number is 35 less than the previous number. 544 minus 35 is 509. 509 minus 35 is 474. 474 minus 35, 439. 439 minus 35, the answer you will be getting is 404. Okay. Next will be your drawing inference. So drawing inferences is again something like what we saw early. So here it is based on the evidence. Okay. So inferences are evidence-based cases. They are the conclusions a reader draws about the answer based on what is really actually said. Inference is drawn. So as I told you, inferences means it is conclusion. Okay. So inferences drawn while reading are much like inferences drawn in everyday life. If your best friend comes in from a blind date and looks utterly miserable, you would probably infer the date was not a success. Drawing inferences while you read requires exactly the same willingness to look at the evidence and come to a conclusion that has not been expressed in words. Only in reading the evidence for your inference consists solely of words rather than the actual events, expressions or gestures. So let us see how this will be. Okay. So this has got something not like our drawing the conclusions that we saw earlier. It is something out of the real life. If you could see, the word has been clearly mentioned here. Can you all see that? Inferences drawn while reading are much like inferences drawn in everyday life. Can you see this? Okay. So this has got something to do with your everyday life. So while you are reading these type of questions, we have to be really careful. A small town lawyer from Illinois, tall and lanky with an Adam's apple that could have gone down in the Guinness Book of Records had it existed in the 19th century. Nevertheless, he changed the face of American history, steering it through a civil war that left both sides bloody. Who knows what more he could have done had an assassin's bullet not cut him down. The prescribed person is dash So here they are mentioning about a person who was during that century, who has done all these things in the American history, everything. In drawing the correct inference, which piece of information is most useful? He had a big Adam's apple, or he steered the nation through a civil war. Okay, this with the help of the inferences what they have given. How are we going to with this piece of information? So big Adam's apple is like most of the men have big Adam's apple, so you cannot take that as a clue. So he steered the nation through a civil war. So that is a piece of information with which we have to find it out. So who was that? So you have to mention the person described as Abraham Lincoln. Okay, so he steered the country through the civil war. Okay, so with this clue you have to find who is the person described as it's Abraham Lincoln. Likewise here, glittering glittering and shaking to the strains of Proud Mary. This lady ruled the stage in the 60s, but Ike ruled the roost until she walked out the door. It took her almost a decade to get back on top, but she still remains one of the pop's great divas. Closing in on 60, she can still belt out rock and roll with singers half her age and simply the best. Just may qualify as her own personal theme song. So who is the person prescribed here is? So as already told, it has got something to do with the real day life. So you have to feel the person who is that. In drawing the appropriate inference, which piece of information is most useful? She ruled the stage, but Ike ruled the roost. Or she was a popular singer in the 60s. You know that there are a lot of popular singers who are in 60s nowadays. So the clue here which helps us to find the person is she ruled the stage, but Ike ruled the roost. So the person here is Tina Turner. She ruled the stage, but Ike ruled the roost. So there are many popular women singers in the 60s, but only one was linked to the domineering husband named as Ike. So she is Tina Turner. Likewise, one more question here. When World War II broke out in Europe in 1939, the United States was the only major power without a propaganda agency. More important, despite prodding from England and France, the US had no plans to create one. During World War I, a government-based group known as the Committee for Public Information had successfully stirred up public feeling against German Americans because America was at war with Germany. As a result, many innocent German American citizens had been insulted, beaten, even lynched. In addition, a good portion of the American public still believed that the United States had been tricked into entering the World War I because of the British propaganda. Distrustful of propaganda in general, there was little widespread support for a government agency dispensing it when the World War II broke out. The inferences: A. Because of what has happened during the World War I, the American public was suspicious of propaganda and not inclined to support its use when World War II was interrupted. B. Is aware of how the German government was using the propaganda to spread hate and violence. The American public was reluctant to make use of it at the beginning of the World War II. So read the para. There are two inferences given. Find out the correct inference. Here I have given you the answer is A, because that was the answer that's been given over here after reading the context. Okay. So while you're choosing these type of questions, or when it has been asked in your examination, read the para perfectly, arrive at the proper inference, and or means, as I told you again repetitively, there is a conclusion that you are deriving, and give your answer properly. Okay. Here to go with one more. So they have given you the few statements. So in the question they have given you a paragraph. Here the paragraph has been split into pieces like your bullet points, and they have given you the inference. So based on that you have to arrive at the inference. So similar like the one earlier. Next one is sequence and series. This has got something to do with what we read early in your sequence, right? We saw what will be the next number, what could be the next digit, something like that. So it has got something relevant to go along with this. Okay. Number series is important for various competitive examinations. In this category of questions, a series of various numbers is given with a blank. We are supposed to find out a pattern between every number and its predecessor. So predecessor is prior, successor is at the back. Okay, and find out the answer using the same logic. For the purpose of better understanding of the concept, we classify them into the following categories: series with a constant difference, series with an increasing difference, series with a decreasing difference, squares or cube series, combination of different operations, miscellaneous. So here they have given the number pattern. Find out what is the missing value. 3, 6, 12. What could be the next? So this is a geometric sequence where we multiply by 2. 3 into 2, 6, 6 into 2, 12, so 12 into 2 could be 24. So next number 24, the option will be D here. Okay. Which number comes next in this number pattern? 1, 2, 4, 8, 16, 32. So what could be the next number? Again it is also the multiple of 2. 1 into 2 is 2, 2 into 2 is 4, 4 2s are 8, 8 2s are 16, 16 2s are 32, 32 into 2 should be 64. So the answer will be C for this. But it may not be the same, students. It may be multiplication of 3 or the division of 3 or division of 2 or multiplication of 4 series, multiplication by 8 series, something to do with it. Okay. Now comes here is 2, 6, 18, 54. What is the number in the, what is the next number in the above sequence? So find out the relationship. So 2 3s are 6, 6 3s are 18, 18 3s are 54 and 54 multiplied by 3, the answer will be 162. So here the multiplication goes in the form of 3. Here's the next pattern. What is the missing number? 2, 8, 32. So there we saw that it was not the umdist. It was not in the middle. Here we can see it is in the middle. So while you are choosing the middle numbers, you have to always check predecessor as well as your successor. Means you have to see the relationship between 2, 8, 32 and 5, 1, 2 and 2, 0, 4, 8 and find out the relationship. Okay. What is the relationship between 2 and 8? 2 multiplied by 4 gives 8, 8 multiplied by 4 gives 32. Just see whether if it is 5, 1, 2 multiplied by 4 gives 2, 0, 4, 8. If it is the same, then go with the answer like 32 into 4. What you get will be the answer, which is 128. That is the option. Okay. So when they give you the mid number, see to the relationship between the number priorly and backward. Okay. That is why they mean here it is predecessor and a successor. 96, 48, 24, 12. What is the next number in the above sequence? So here you can see that it was not in the forward, it is in the backward. 96 back by 48, back by 24, back by 12. So you can see that every number is being divided by 2 instead of multiplication. 96 divided by 2, 48, 48 divided by 2 is 24 and 24 divided by 2 is 12. So 12 divided by 2, of course the answer should be 6. So next type will be your statement and assumptions. So here they will be giving you the statement and based on that you have to give you the assumptions. LR is an integral part of competitive exams. It is designed to measure a person's ability to draw the logical conclusions based on the statements or arguments and to identify the strength and weakness of those arguments. It is important to keep in mind that the statement and the assumptions in logical reasoning might defy our or your expectations rooted in the real world. So what are the directions to solve? In each question below is given a statement followed by 2 assumptions. Numbered 1 and 2, you have to consider the statement and the following assumptions and decide which of the assumptions is implicit in the statements. So if only assumption 1 is implicit, if only assumption 2 is implicit, if either 1 or 2 is implicit, if neither 1 or 2 is implicit, if both 1 and 2 are implicit. Okay, let's read the question. It is desirable to put the child in school at the age of 5 or so. Assumption is, so this is the given statement. What are the assumptions? At that age, the child reaches appropriate level of development and is ready to learn. Second, the schools do not admit children after 6 years of age. Which assumption seems to be perfect for you? Okay. So we can say that only assumption 1 is implicit. Why? Since the statement talks of putting the child in school at the age of 5, it means that the child is mentally prepared for the same at this age. So 1 is implicit, but nothing about admission after 6 years of age is mentioned in the statement. Okay, so 2 is not implicit. So what they mentioned in the statement was, it is desirable to put the child in school at the age of 5 or so, because only after that age the child will be appropriate, will be able to get what the teacher says or the society. Okay, so at that age the child reaches the appropriate level of development and is ready to learn. So they are not talking anything about after 6. So the relevant will be option A, which is only assumption 1 is implicit. Here we will go with second question also to understand in a better way. In order to bring punctuality in our office, we must provide conveyance allowance to our employees. In charge of a company tells personnel manager. Okay, in order to bring punctuality in our office, what we have to do? We must provide the conveyance allowance to our employees. So assumptions, conveyance allowance will not help in bringing punctuality. Second one, discipline and reward should always go hand in hand. Means that if a person is punctual, you have to give them a conveyance allowance. So if they are very perfect, give them a reward. So that's what has been mentioned here. Not that when you give a conveyance allowance, people will be punctual. It is not like that. So discipline and reward should go hand in hand. That is what is mentioned perfectly. So the option should be B. Assumption 1 goes against the statement, so it is not implicit. The allowance will serve as a reward to the employees and shall provoke them to come on time, so 2 is implicit. Now coming for the next one, unemployment allowance should be given to all the unemployed Indian youth above 18 years of age. This is a given statement. What are the assumptions? There are unemployed youth in India who needs monetary support. The government has sufficient funds to provide allowance to all the unemployed youth. They are not talking anything about the government here providing funds. They said that unemployment allowance should be given so that it will help them. So option A is perfect. One directly follows from the statement and so it is implicit. Also the statement is a suggestion and does not tell about a government policy or its position of funds. So 2 is not implicit. Here, next question. If you trouble me, I will slap you. A mother wants her child. Assumption is, with the warning, the child may stop troubling. Second one, all children are basically naughty. Okay. So what is the assumption here? Assumption 1 is implicit. With the warning, the child may stop troubling her. Okay. The state government has decided to appoint 4,000 primary school teachers during the next financial year. Assumption is, there are enough schools in the state to accommodate 4,000 additional primary school teachers. Second one, the eligible candidates may not be interested to apply as the government may not finally appoint such a large number of primary school teachers. Here option A is perfect because it means that they have to fill up the places. That's why government is ready to appoint 4,000 people. Now next comes clocks. Clocks is also as important as your calendar. Okay. So we know that in a clock there is a hour hand, there is a minute hand, there is a second hand. Hour hand will be smaller in size, right? Minute hand will be little bigger. Second hand goes faster, tuck, 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 tuck. Okay. So the hour hand covers 1 revolution in 12 hours. We know that one. So hour hand it is. Know that when you draw a clock, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, so here you will be having, so one will be an hour clock, one will be a minute clock, one will be a second clock, seconds which shows. So this hour clock, which is a small one, this covers 1 revolution in 12 hours. Okay, so 12, then 12. So 1 hour is equivalent to 30 degrees. So 1 hour for them to cover 1 hour it takes 30 degrees. Okay, because it is like a pie chart. So pie chart, you know, it is pie chart has got 360 degrees. Okay, so this means that it covers 360 degrees. So for to cover this 360 degrees, it needs 12 hours. So 1 hour it needs, so 360 degrees for 12 hours. So for 1 hour it needs 30 degrees. Okay. Likewise minute hand. The minute hand covers 1 revolution in 1 hour, right? So 1 hour, this it will cover like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, so 60. Okay. So 1 hour or 60 minutes. So this means it covers 360 degrees. 360 degrees means 1 revolution, for it takes only 60 minutes. So 6 degrees. Second, it covers 1 revolution in 1 minute or 60 seconds. This means it covers 360 degrees in 60 seconds. So 1 second is equivalent to here 6 degrees. Okay. So there are some shortcuts for us to find this. Okay. The shortcut for finding the angle between your hour hand and the minute hand of the clock. So what are the various angles we have? Like the theta represents here the angles, the degree. Okay, the shortcut for finding the angle between the hour hand and the minute hand of the clock is given as theta is equivalent to 11 by 2 m. M here means the minutes minus 30, h means your hours. Okay, m is equivalent to minute hand, so minutes, and h is equivalent to half. Okay, just memorize this formula, 11 by 2m minus 30h. Let us see some sums based on this. Okay, over here theta is equal to the angle between the hour hand and the minute hand, m is equal to minutes and h is equal to hour. The value of theta is less than 180 degree, then it is your smaller angle, because you all know that, right? So when you are drawing an angle, this is your straight angle. This is a straight angle which is 180 degree. So the full angle, we saw that it is like a pi, so that is 360. So this is 90 degree angle, this is 90 degree. Less than this will be your acute angle, and more than this it will be your obtuse angle. Okay. So as the value of the theta is less than 180 degree, it is a smaller angle. If it is more than 180, it is considered as a larger angle. Okay, let's just go for the first question. What is the angle between the two hands of the clock when the time is 15 minutes past 4 o'clock? 15 minutes past 4 o'clock. Okay. So find out the angle. So find out the angle. The formula is given as 11 by 2em minus your 30h. How many minutes past is 15 minutes? So 11 by 2 into past 15 minutes. Okay, minus 30 into hour. How many hours passed? It is 4 o'clock. So just multiply both and minus it. 11 by 2 into 15, you get the answer 82.5. 30 into 4, 120. The angle here is 37.5 degree. Okay. Next question is, don't matter about like negative or positive, whatever it is. We are just concerned only about the angle. Okay. Find the angle between the hour hand and the minute hand of the clock when it is 38 minutes past 7. So minute is 38 and your hour is 7. Okay, so just put in the place of m 38, what has been given here in the question. In the place of h, give 7. Okay, you get the answer is 1 degree. That is your angle. So next type of question is shortcut for finding the time. So first one we said about the angle. Okay, here it is going to be vice versa. The shortcut for finding the time when the hour hand and the minute hand of the clock will be at the certain angle is as follows. Find the time between 3 o'clock and 4 o'clock when the hour hand and the minute hand are together. So here the angle between two hands, because what they have given in the question is they are asking you to find out your hour and the minutes. Okay. So find the time between 3 o'clock and 4 o'clock when the hour hand and the are together. So it means when it is on the same, the small and the bigger one are on the same track. Okay. So it means that we are taking it as 0. So 0 is equivalent to 11 by 2 into m minus 30 into hour. They have just mentioned it as between 3 o'clock and 4 o'clock. So it is past 3. So you can take the hour as 3. Okay. But minutes we are not sure. It is somewhere in between 3 and 4. So past question we saw that it is 3 o'clock past. Okay. We saw here they mentioned as, can you see here, 7 o'clock 38 minutes past and 4 o'clock 15 minutes past, but here they said it is between, like it crossed 3, but somewhere it is between 3 and 4. Okay. So however it is clear that it is 3, but minute we are not concerned, but it is coinciding. So coinciding means the degree will be 0 because it is on the same. So 0 is equivalent to 11 by 2 into m minus 30. 11 by 2 into m minus 30 into 9. So 30 into 9 we all know it is 30 into 9, it is 1 second. This is equivalent to 90. So bring this 90, minus 90 becomes positive when you bring it to the other side. So 90 is equivalent to 11 by 2 into m. Okay. Now bring this 90 into here, 90 into 2 becomes 180 by 11 is equivalent to your minutes. So when you divide it, you are getting it as 16 4 by 11. So once you divide it, so the option is C. Clear, students? So either they may ask you angle, or they may ask you minute, or they may ask you hours. Okay. So all these three possibilities, whatever the question, however it has been asked with one single formula, that is theta is equivalent to, that is angle is equivalent to 11 by 2 minutes minus 30 hours, you can solve all the type of questions. Okay. So what time? Find that time between 9 a.m. and 10. So here you know that again it crossed 9, so hours is 9, and minutes we are not sure, so we have to find out the minute because it is lying between 9 and 10, and the minute hand will be opposite direction. So it is in the opposite direction. So if it is a clock here, this is your midpoint, and here and here. So opposite direction. So what does it represent? It is here 180. Okay, this is will be your degree. It is 180 degree. So theta is 180 is equivalent to 11 by 2 into minutes. As said, minutes you have to find it out like your last sum. And 30 into h is 9 past. So 9. So find out by the multiplication, by division, everything. Then you get the answer is 16 4 by 11 minutes past your 9. Okay. So next type of question will be, at what time? So between 7 p.m. and 8 p.m. will the hands of the clock be at the right angle? So they have given here right angle. So we saw that when it is coinciding, when both are coinciding, it is 0. When it is in the opposite direction, it is 180. When it is a right angle, it becomes your 90 degree. Okay, so angle is 90 degree between 7 and 8. So it means past 7. So 7 will be your hour clock. Okay, same type of questions, students. Okay. So these are some type of questions that will be asked in your clock. So as I told you, just be perfect with the formula of theta is equivalent to 11 by 2 m minus 30 h. You will be getting the answer. Okay. So we have covered up the entire portion of the logical reasoning. Just for you to know, we are done with calendars, deriving conclusion from passages, cause and effect reasoning, clocks, coding, decoding, drawing inference, number test, sequence and series, statement and assumption. Okay, students. So these are for logical reasoning. So I wish you all a very good success in your cseet to score good marks in your logical reasoning. Catch you up with the next session, students. Have a great day. Bye.